everyone, welcome back to the Angular Live project. In this video, we will create a student detail table in the SQL database using the ASP.NET Core Entity Framework. So let's go to the Visual Studio, and in this Visual Studio, so first of all what we will do, we will create a one model. So let's create a one class, and that class name we will give as a student detail. So I'm going to give this class name as a student detail, and here we will create a required property which we needed. So I have already written those queries. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste it here, and these keys needed as a data annotation. So let's create the data annotation here, and these are the some namespace from the column. So let's take all these things. In here what I have done, I have created a one ID and that contains the key, and another one I have the student name, student address, DOB, gender and user ID. So this user ID will come when user will log into the application. So it will contain that user ID, and it is a primary key for this table, and it's kind of a foreign key. So after creating this student detail, let's create a one context class. So for that one I'm going to create a class, and this class name I'm going to give as a context class. So let's create student detail, and I'm going to give this name as a context. Hit enter, and I'm going to inherit this class from db context. So let's take it from db context. So I'm going to make db and context, and let's take the namespace, and that is the entity framework code namespace. And inside this one what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the constructor, and that is student detail context, and this function will take the db context option. So let's take db context option, and inside this one what I'm going to pass, I'm going to pass the student detail context, and this I'm going to take as a option, and now I'm going to inherit it from base class of options. So this I'm going to take I'm going to inherit from options. So let's take the required namespace here, and now next what I'm going to do, so let's make this variable as options. So let's copy this and put it here. Now next what we have to do after this constructor, I'm going to take a property of public and db set, and here inside this one what I'm going to take, I'm going to take the student details, and here I'm going to make it as a student details. So that property I'm going as a get set. Now next what we have to do, let's after creating this db context, inside the startup.cs class we have to initialize this one. So I'm going to copy this one, and similar to that one what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pass the student detail context. So here student detail context I'm passing. So after doing all these two operations, next what we have to do, we have to run the command, and that is the add migration, and here we have to give the like the name of the migration and then context, and after that we have to give the db context class name. So let's copy this one and paste it here, and after doing that one, next what we have to do, we have to hit enter. So after hitting enter, what it will do, it will create a one context class or like the migration for us, and that migration we can see here, like it created with the version 3. And after that one what we have to do, we have to update the database, and for updating the database we have this one. So let's put update database, and then we have to give the context and the context name and hit enter. So once we will hit enter, what it will do, it will create a database for us inside the SQL Server database. So currently we are not having the database inside this table, like in the similar table, we are going to have the student detail database. So it is created. Now let's what we do, refresh this table, and once I will refresh this table, we should have a one table related to the student detail, and we can see like it is created that student detail table. So let's what I will do, let's open this one. So once we open, we can see the respective columns we are having here. So in this video we created the tables. In the coming video what we will do, we will create the CRUD API which we will use while inserting the data inside the like the UI which we create into the Angular 8. So that's it for this video.